Now is Kurt Bardella, Democratic strategist and former GOP spokesperson for the House Oversight Committee, who I'm going to spare from singing happy birthday for everybody to hear, but I send you the wishes. Nonetheless, let's also welcome Adrian Elrod, Democratic strategist and former senior aide on the Biden-Harris campaign. Adrian, the president is warning voters that Republicans are going to undo everything that he's done. Will the urgency in his message get Democrats any more votes?
Well, Alex, I certainly hope so. I mean, look, he's exactly right. When the president said elections are about choices, that is exactly the truth. And those choices have consequences. I really like the way he laid out this frame with Jonathan Capehart in this interview, where he went into details about not only the policies that he's been able to pass as president along with Democratic-led Congress, but also the fact that a lot of these policies have been passed without one single Republican vote. The Inflation Reduction Act, of course, which puts a lot of money in the pockets of American families at a time when inflation is high. At least Democrats are trying to do something about that. So, I hope so. And I think, look, Alex, when people go to the ballot box, they're not just going to be thinking about, the economic issues affecting them. But I think what we want to do as Democrats, what the president is trying to do, is remind voters also the party that has tried to help them. And that is simply the Democratic Party. Republicans have been jumping up and down with inflation when inflation rises, because to them, they feel like that's what's going to give them the power back. And, that's not putting the American people first.
Yeah. So, Kurt, a federal appeals court temporarily blocked the president's student loan forgiveness plan as it considers a motion from 6 Republican-led states to block the program. This initiative is not something that would only benefit Democrats. Students with loan debts are Republicans, too. Could this backfire on the GOP?
Yeah, because I think the message here is very simple. When the issue is supporting millionaires and billionaires, Republican Party is all for it. They're all for spending into oblivion to make sure that the richest among us, the top 1%, continue to get tax breaks. And when the PPP was going on, they were happy giving breaks and loans out to people who flew private jets, for crying out loud. But when students, when hardworking, people trying to just get past college and enter the workforce without having the burden of crushing, crippling debt hanging over them, when we try to give them relief, Republicans are suing to make sure that they still have that debt, that they still have that burden, that they don't get any kind of head start into the next phase of their life. What responsible parent? I mean, for all the talk about being pro-life in this country, being pro-life means actually helping the living, helping people try to get ahead in this country, helping people try to achieve the American dream. Republicans are doing everything they can to keep their foot on the necks of the people who need help the most, while still giving out breaks and handouts to the richest among us.
Yeah, that is an extraordinary way to put it all. So, Adrian, as we look at the president who's been on the midterm campaign trail this week, we also have former President Obama set to start stumping for Democrats in key states. But as he prepares to hit the trail, The Hill reports some Democrats are kind of grumbling that it's too late with Obama. One Democratic strategist told The Hill Obama shouldn't just be the closer. He's still seen as the party's rock star. Do you think Obama's star power is being unleashed a little too late to help?
No, absolutely not, Alex. I mean, this is very typical for some of the quote-unquote biggest rock stars in our party, the most popular surrogates, i.e. in this case, President Obama. It's very common for them to be the closer, for them to go out on the stump and really help the candidates out there in tough races give their closing argument. So I think President Obama is going out at the perfect time. He's an incredible surrogate. I mean, everybody wants him in their state. He's doing exactly what he should be doing by focusing on some of the top tier races where somebody like him can really mobilize and energize voters at a very critical time. So, I think he's doing it at the exactly right time. And you're always going to have people grumble. But I think sometimes when you are doing less on the campaign trail, you become a more effective surrogate when you do the events that you're doing. And that's exactly what President Obama is doing by going out when he is.
How much do you, Kurt, think that President Obama can move the needle for Democrats?
Well, again, when it comes down to these elections, and we've seen it over and over again, it is about turnout. It is about getting your side, your base, to turn out in the most robust numbers possible. President Obama continues to be one of the most popular figures in Democrat politics. So having him out there on the trail, having him energize and mobilize our base will be incredibly effective. And Adrian's right. You don't bring out Mariano Rivera in the 7th or 8th inning. You wait for the 9th inning to bring him out and close the deal. That's what we're doing with President Obama.
Okay, thank you so much. Adrian, thank you. Kurt, happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. Good to see you both.